Hey everybody, Willie Singleton again on the Singleton Roost. I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that I was going to show you how to make automatic level control water for your chickens that doesn't require any gluing. As a matter of fact, it's better if you don't glue it, so you can take it apart, repair it, or adjust it. This is it. I'll try to get all this in the picture. This one is about 3.5 feet long. It's made from 3-inch DWV PVC. DWV is drain wall vent pipe. It's a thin wall pipe. You can buy a 10-foot joint of this for between $7 and $10. If you're paying more than $10, you're paying too much. You're going to need 2 end caps like this. Again, they're 3-inch end caps. A piece of wood and a couple of screws. The other thing you'll need is this little guy. This is an automatic float actuated valve that you can get online. I got this from on eBay. It came from China. It is adjustable. Right here there's a little nut that you loosen and you can change the adjustment on this, and you're going to want to adjust it so that this thing cuts off and on when you want it to. It's got a 3/8 NPT thread here on the outside, and there's an 1/8 inch NPT thread on the inside. One of these end caps, what you're going to want to do is thread it on, screw it onto this piece of wood, and the way I do it is I just put 2 screws in it so that the bottom is flush with the wood. The wood is meant to help stabilize it so that when it's laying on the ground, the chickens can't knock it over. On the other one, you're going to want to drill a 9/16 hole in just right in the center of it. Is fine. You don't glue these when you put them on the pipe. You put the valve in here and then just slide it on the pipe. Now I've cut 2 cuts in this to make a slot. This one is about 1 3/4 inches wide. You can change it a little bit to match your chickens. You got a little bit smaller chicken, a little bit bigger chicken. This one's only about 2 foot long. I recommend you not make these over about 4 foot long, because the longer it gets with this slot, the pipe gets a little twisty and won't work really well for you. On this end, you leave 6 or 7 inches, and that's to protect the float valve on this end. The other end you cut down to about 1.5 inches or 2 inches, and that's just so you can get the cap with the board on it on this end. The other thing you're going to need is, I'm using LDPE, 1/4 inch LDPE, and a hose barb. In other words, this goes on your water hose, and on this end there's a 1/4 inch barb that I push this LDPE up onto. I have to heat this a little bit with handheld lighters, what I use. It makes it soft, and then you push it up on there, and when it cools, it shrinks back down and holds on to that barb really well. So it'll hold quite a bit of water pressure. This on the other end is this little, this is a push to connect. It's a 1/4 inch on the inside. It's an 1/8 inch NPT on this end. And I put that into the valve. Now this valve came with this. You can buy these separately for about 70 cents a piece. This valve costs anywhere from $1.50 to $2 online. So all in all, the end caps cost right between $1 and $2, again, depending on where you get them. You're going to need 2 of those, the pipe and this. The 10-foot piece of pipe will make 3 or 4 of these waters. So you're up to about $12 for one of these waters. They're inexpensive. They're easy to put together. When I put these together, a lot of times I'll actually use a little Vaseline petroleum jelly on the end to make it smooth, so it goes on and in and out. And you put it on like that and just tap it down on there. The other end with the valve in it, which I'm not going to do this today. I'm just trying to show you how to do this because it'd take a little while to do it. The other end with the valve on it, when you get the valve put into this one right here, you get it on the ground, you check to be sure that it's closing on and off the way you want it to. If it's not, pull this off, adjust it, put it back on. When you're hooking this up to the water, you're actually going to put this 1/8 inch fitting in the end of this. Put your hose connector on first on your water hose, and then this just pushes. This just pushes into this and it's locked in. That's what's called a 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch push to connect. Really simple. You do need this piece of flexible tubing because this is the weak portion of this particular level control. These things are inexpensive, and for that reason they're made out of plastic, so you don't need a lot of strain right here where this thing is bolted on to that end cap. So always use a really flexible piece of water hose here, piece of hose on this end. If you've got any questions, you can contact me, williesings@gmail.com, and I'll try to answer your questions. I'll tell you where I get this stuff. But I hope you guys can use this. I hope you have a great day.